5.8 gigahertz. As soon as I switched to 2.4, everything just came right back up. It's highly
You've done that
annoying.
before?
Yeah, but normally it's the whole wireless service, not just the 5
Right.
gigahertz in particular. So that was my bad, just an internet dropout. And that's on my expensive new 802.11ax Wi-Fi card. So that makes me unhappy.
It's that graphics card.
Could be. So what the hell was I prattling on about? Oh, I'll take pictures of the new
Electric.
airplane and
Yeah.
get it posted in the RC flying channel on Discord. So you guys will all be able to marvel at its beauty.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to getting a little fall flying in. I'm excited to be back, OSU Cowboys. Thank you. The Huskers have worked their way back to 500. Pretty excited. That also makes Coach Mickey Joseph the winningest coach so far this year for the Huskers. Minor technical difficulty. We return to our regularly scheduled confusion and mayhem. You are not wrong. Nice. Battered lockbox. I'm a little slow tonight. It didn't occur to me to try to share these with you.
I don't need to try it. Could you
Pop it again.
For some reason, it didn't accept on the. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've got to defeat the orcs.
Well, we're here. Better to do it now.
Yeah. So we got to wait for them to respawn.
I don't mind.
Well, let me go see if I can find somebody to pick a fight with.
Well, don't go too far. I was just seeing if I had anything else to share with you. Where'd you wander off to?
Went back across the bridge.
All right. There, we'll just meet in the middle of the bridge. I think I gave you the kill the orcs. Let's see if I can share the collect the loot boxes.
Yeah, book 1, chapter 1.
Yeah. Oh, and Candace's bow.
Nothing sharing, unfortunately.
Still, it was nice of me to try. You're welcome.
That it was. Thank you.
Antler's off to bed. Getting tired. Have a good night, Antler. Thanks for hanging out and for updating us when the game was final.
Those horrible other players killed all the mobs I need to kill.
Natch.
How dare they?
Well, I was just going to make the comment that that's one of the nice things about Lotro right now. The population on the servers is healthy, and even in these beginning areas, you're seeing a lot of characters and players going back through content either for the first time or again on new alts. It's a good combo. Wild Mambo Queen says, is this the new area? No.
That will be available in about 3 weeks.
Except to me, because it's not free to play.
That's unfortunate.
Ooh, what a good idea. Let's fish while we wait for the respawn. Oh, stupid polished pendant. I gotta destroy like 1,000 of these now. No, we're just out in the lone lands, wild Mambo Queen. Although, I'll flash it again, we did it earlier. Again, between now and the end of the month, you're going to want to use that Free Quests 2022. Some of the newer areas that you had to pay for up until, well, till they made this code available. Yondershire, the Angle, isn't there like a Wildwoods or something? Was that part of it?
Wildwood might be part of it.
Yeah. Plus a lot of the upper level content. I know Mordor was part of it. Are all available free till the end of the month. Happy to see y'all playing. I love the atmosphere of the Lone Lands. Yeah, this was the Lone Lands was what first opened my eyes to how great Lotro could be. I'd played in the open beta because I was an Asheron's Call subscriber and got the invite. And I thought, well, it was pretty well polished, but it was kind of boring. But I came back after the game went free to play. And once I came out to the Lone Lands and I saw how much more there was to explore and see, I really kind of fell in love with that aspect of the game. And I've been playing Lotro continuously for quite a few years.
Yeah, the free code brings you from free to play up to the same level as a VIP, except for the expansions. And you can get the expansions for just 100 Lotro points, well, 99.
And it doesn't unlock Swift Travel or give you mail anywhere. So
No,
at no point does it provide anywhere near the equivalency of VIP.
At least in terms of content, yeah.
No, you were completely wrong and you just need to admit it.
Okay. I was wrong on those 2 points.
There you go. If you're ever going to be a married man, you've got to get used to saying stuff like that. I was completely wrong. I should have listened to you. You were wise. I am dumb. We were getting Mrs. M discharged tonight, and I said something, and one of the nurses laughed, and I said, oh no, there's 3 things you never do. Never say I was right. Never laugh at my jokes. And never agree with anything I say. And Mrs. M was just shaking her head like, yep, you better not. Alright, now for the important stuff. Let's do some fishing. Abstract Punctuation says, I think I fell off during Mines of Moria, but I'd like to get back into it. You know, Lotro's here waiting for you, and you can unlock a bunch of extra content for free. And there's some really beautiful parts of the game that have been added since Mines of Moria. Mines of Moria was fantastic, but a lot of players, the first time you go through it, it's a struggle. After you've taken your second or third character through, you've kind of got a feel for it. It's really a lot of fun to quest and adventure there. And they actually redid parts of Mines of Moria fairly significantly. There's more light, it's not as dark and ominous in most of the places, and the quest vectoring is a lot better. An experienced player can actually go all the way through the Moria solo content fairly rapidly. It strings together very nicely in a very logical order, and it's actually much more fun to quest there than it used to be. My first time through, I remember being on my champion and just wandering around lost in the dark, literally for months, and then finally getting out into the sunlight in Lothlorien, and the elves are like, go back into Moria, and it's like, oh god, you gotta be kidding me. So they still do that when you get out past the first hall. The elves want to send you back in, but Moria is not as huge of a pain in the tuchus as it used to be. Ginger says I still get lost in Moria. Yeah, that's for reals.
except for a few 3-mans.
Yep. Technically, that's a Lothlorien quest, dick. I already timed you out once. Don't make me do it again, Nala Doom boy.
Right, huh? Yeah. Come to get
So,
the dig, you dig right?
Yep, bro. If somebody
Right
wasn't,
roll.
yeah, there to witness it. I went through Nala Doom with Cannablek and Freelancer on Evernight, and we did it here on Lotro Stream. And I don't know what was going on with the server that night, but that end boss in Nala Doom just kept teeing off on me and would just run over and kill me dead. And Freelancer would res me with his minstrel, and that boss, I wouldn't even attack him, and he'd just come straight for me again. And I must have died 6 or 7 times in one boss fight, and we kept failing it. And it was miserable, and we were on or above level. And it was, what was Canna playing? Was he on a Guardian?
Probably on Rochelle, which is guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was Rochelle and I can never remember, Cardaver. It's funny because it looks like Cadaver. Yeah, but Freelancer's Minstrel. So we've got a Minstrel, Runekeeper, and Guardian, which you think would be like, range DPS, tank, and healer. We ought to be able to just go through and wreck the place. And I think I was the lowest level character, and I was 2 levels above the quest. And we were doing it on tier 1. We weren't trying to do anything crazy. And that, I just kept getting my butt handed to me. It was very frustrating. That's about as frustrated as I've ever gotten at Lotro. Because it was just like, why am I dying repeatedly here? Feckless, holy cow, hi! Good to see ya.
Wow, hi, Feck.
Yeah, big shout out for Feckless. She is also a recovering Lotro Stream team member. Hello, hello. Oh, we played Hobnanigans earlier. We're running some quests out in the Lone Lands. This is a new account I created on March 25th to demonstrate how to play completely free-to-play Feckless. I've kind of talked myself to death on the subject, but it was pretty well received. I think a lot of people got some value out of that. But again, just to be clear, Lotro's a great game. You ought to support it financially. But if you're new, you're not sure you want to commit financially, or you're just not able to, you can still play Lotro and have a completely great time and, unlock content and unlock character classes and build out your account without having to spend a bunch of money. It'll go faster and might be less tedious if you spend some money, but Lotro's free-to-play model is really terrific.
Yeah, it's probably one of the best free MMOs out there. If not the best.
By the way, 2-1, go England. So are you still a Washington fan now that they're Commanders instead of the Redskins, Feck?
Well, Feck plays shooty boats.
Feck, she's known as Admiral Feckless. She's really good at shooty boats.
I know she is.
Way better than I'll ever be. That's okay. Big Mikey Ocho checking in. Hello, Big Mikey. Yeah, I'm still a Washington fan. Good to hear it. That's how kick-ass Feckless is. She plays Lotro, she streams, and she's actually an American football fan.
Lady of many talents.
And she curses.
Yeah, and she's got a mouth like a longshoreman.
Only when she sails.
Ultima 5 going way back for that. Nice big Mikey.
You just got a Traveler's Steelbound loot box, by the way. You lucky devil, you.
Awesome.
You're gonna buy a key so we can see you open it.
You know it. That's how you win the game.
Yep.
Feckless says, my mouth is worse than that. I don't know if you ever caught me when I was streaming Apex back in the heyday. It was pretty shocking to a lot of folks. The worst was when I was playing. There were a couple of kids who found me one way or another and wanted to play Apex with me. And I'd be playing with these like 12 and 14-year-old kids, and something horrible would come out of my mouth, and then I'd hear them parrot it, and I was like, oh God, I can't believe I just taught that to this kid. You know, I know what a 12 or 14-year-old boy's mouth is like. It's not like I was saying anything he hadn't heard before, but just hearing those words come back at me, it was like, oh, why did I teach that phrase to him?
Yeah, new combinations are always entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, my friends' wives know not to let their kids hang out with me. My best friend, my best man at our wedding, I was telling his oldest son, his dad was yelling at him about something he did. He was in high school and he did something dumb, and it was so mild compared to the stuff we used to pull. I pulled him aside. I don't remember if his dad was sitting there when I told the story or not, but I said, James, let me tell you something. I remember one time your dad and his friend Brennan went over to our friend Brent's house, and they swiped Brent's bowling ball out of the back of his car. And Brent lived on this really steep street that ended in a T intersection at the bottom of the hill, and they launched his 16-pound bowling ball down the hill just kind of randomly. It was a blind T intersection. They couldn't know that the car was coming. But yeah, they nailed the side of this car like they'd shot a cannonball at it. And so from then on, whenever his dad would be mad at him, James would tell his dad, yeah, well, at least I wasn't bowling in the middle of the street, Dad. And so for like 2 years, every time I saw him, he'd be like, hey, Ed, thanks for telling James that story, ass.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being in the car that
Sounds
hit?
like a very cool game that Fickles was watching.
Did you guys in the U.S. actually watch the game tonight? England versus USA? No, nobody over the age of 25 probably watches soccer, and if they do, they don't watch U.S. soccer. I have some friends who actually watch, is it British Premier League? Is that the name of something?
That rings a bell.
Yeah. AKA the Damned United and Company. I have some friends who watch the Premier League soccer and stuff, and probably a little bit of the World Cup, but nobody watches it. I understand. The only reason I know that Major League Baseball is still a thing is because I think they were flipping channels during halftime of the Nebraska game and baseball was on. I think it's the playoffs. It's like, wow, they still play professional baseball. That's fantastic. There are people who care about that. I am not one of them. I have a bunch of friends who are Cubs fans, and they like to road trip to Chicago and spend 4 or 5 days there and catch a few ball games and go bar hopping, and it's like, yeah, go have fun. No, the women in the U.S. are preferred when it comes to soccer. Well, they're actually good. That's, Americans like to win. 78,000 people watching it at Wembley. It was spine-tingling. Yeah, and football is a great sport, and I don't mean to diss on what Americans know as soccer. I can sit down and watch a match, and I can enjoy the rhythm of it and the ebb and flow. Hockey's very much like that too. People complain about the low scoring, but it's about rhythm and cycles and substitutions and getting your first line and your second line out there, and if you take the time to settle in and watch the game, Americans have very short attention spans, which is why a lot of us have a hard time appreciating soccer. But I was going to make a point about something, and now I don't remember what. Uh, it's hard for a lot of Americans to pick that up, and 78,000 people at a soccer match. The Michigan Wolverines, every time they take the field in Ann Arbor, Michigan, not a professional team, just a college American football team, 110,000 people. I think Mrs. M's calling me. All right. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. I need to take a short break. I need to get Mrs. M a Tylenol. I'll be right back. Took me over 6 hours to get home after the game. Tommy Lawless says, my attention span is very short. I agree. And Tommy's a part of the age group that actually kind of pays attention to soccer. So there you go. Be right back.
Welcome back.
Short attention span is why they invented Oh, a squirrel. Very right. I am glad to be back.
Welcome back.
I had to go take care of patient Zero. She wanted a Tylenol. And then I said, eat some grapes, because we still have like 4 or 5 pounds of red seedless grapes I bought her last week because she wanted some. And she's like, oh yeah, can you bring me some? I'm like, nah, I've got to go stream. So if she wants grapes, she can get up and grab them. Well, gentle people, it's after 5 a.m. for me now. I need a couple hours of sleep. Back, get some rest. Thank you for popping in and saying hi. I hope all is well with you, and we'll get to see more of you. And if you're ever super bored, we play shooty boats on Sunday evenings, starting around Monday mornings for Feck. Well, it's also probably 3 a.m. for Feck, so never mind. Get some rest. Yep. You'd be disgusted at how bad we are at the game anyway. But we are slowly, hopefully, getting a little better. I am in KOTS this weekend.
Yeah, if Feck lives in the UK, she's an hour behind me, so yeah, 3 in the morning. Oh, good luck with it. Can't say I've ever watched it, but apparently it is quite damn it. Yeah, I guess quite a lot of esports coverage from what I remember.
King of the Sea, big comp. Thank you. That's pretty awesome. Watch it. My first game should be about 4:30 p.m. UK time. Awesome.
It'll be about 2 in the morning for you. No, not that bad.
For me?
10 in the morning.
Yeah, 4:30 p.m. UK time's easy.
You went out. Okay, I just need to kill 3 more ranged orcs. And
Okay.
here's one right here.
Fantastic. We have fun, gents. We'll talk later. Awesome.
Cheers.
SKDX Killer, are you still here?
He's not in voice.
Okay. He kind of wanders and comes and goes. I was laughing when I was getting ready for. What happens is I wake up about a half an hour earlier than I need to, and then I'll maybe jump on shooty boats and play one round and get my daily for logging in, or I'll do some daily task item turn-ins on some Lotro characters. So this morning I happened to be on, and Eldolith had messaged me about we've got the, and in fact I'll go ahead and mention it again. Extra Life fundraiser coming up on Lotro Stream, and we'll be doing some fun stuff early November. I'm sure they'll be giving away some codes and accepting donations, and I will, all things working out, will be participating this year, which I'm excited about. I like being part of the Reindeer Games. And I appreciated everybody pitching in and helping out with Make-A-Wish of Nebraska this year. So, yeah, if we can raise a few bucks for Extra Life, I'm happy to be part of that. So, but I had to message Elda because she sent me a link on where to go register as part of the Lotro Stream team. And I couldn't find the link because, I'm super well organized. So I pulled up Twitch this morning before I hopped in the shower, and I was laughing because Nick's girlfriend Amaranth was up at 7 a.m. Central streaming Overwatch 2. So that's probably why Nick's playing, because he's so in love with Amaranth. That's how I've got it figured anyway. That's the story I'm telling everybody.
She seems like a popular young lady.
Very popular, from what I can tell.
Nice to be popular.
Well, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice.
Greetings. What do you need?
Search the summit of Weathertop. Ooh, we can do Weathertop as a small fellowship.
What do you need?
Collect the orc orders.
What do you need?
I've got to go
How can I be of service?
beat up a messenger quickly.
All right.
Which took but a moment. I've just got the quest to kill the War Master where you just were.
I was killing a messenger. Oh, the War Master? Okay.
Yeah, so I got to go back. Let me do that quickly. Sorry, Ed, I'm holding you this evening.
You're fine. Like I said, I didn't have any particular goals or ambitions for tonight other than to just play, relax, and have fun.
Ooh, excuse me.
I'll fish for you at the river pass and catch you when you come back.
Sounds good.
It's interesting being me and streaming, knowing I have to compete with Amaranth and Adriana Chechik and Sasha Gray for viewers. Oh, and Mia Malkova is a Twitch streamer now, too.
Yeah, I think I have seen one or two of hers.
Her streams, of course, you mean?
Yes. It did take me a little while to place the name, but yeah. But yeah, I cannot claim that I haven't encountered it in the primary
Elsewhere?
context.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm at least proud to say I hadn't heard of Adriana Chechik until somebody told me about her streaming. Like, who is she? I made the mistake of Googling her. I saw things that could not be unseen.
Yes.
I missed a turn somewhere. I am not down by the river. We'll head back to Candace. Singer says, glad you were able to get into the having fun part of the stream once you left the Hobnanigans field. Hobnanigans could have been fun. It just wasn't. It's frustrating that if you're the second person to kick the chicken, you propel it further towards your own goal.
I was finding it hard to use some, like, not Lotro-friendly language.
Got to keep it classy. This is Lotro stream.
Yep. Ooh, excuse me.
I wonder if I've been to this discovery point. Ecad Soul. I think if it pops up like that, that's the first time I found it. You have to be careful riding down this hill. If you go the wrong direction, you fall to your death.
Something is very steep.
And if that happens, you're not going to have a good time. Let's shout out another friend. Busy Beth has been seen playing Stream Pirate. She also streams Lotro quite regularly. If you haven't checked out Busy Beth's stream, she is a lot of fun to hang out with. A lot of energy, great sense of humor. And every time I raid her, she's kind enough to shout me out on Twitter, which is very generous of her. But yeah, check out Busy Beth. A lot of fun. That wasn't me just posing with the venom can. I'm actually trying to drain the bottom of the venom out.
You look very fetching while you were doing it, so.
Thank you. Tonight's flavor is watermelon citrus. watermelon lime. And it's quite yummy. Really, most energy drinks don't taste very good, but this zero sugar Venom is, both of the flavors that are out are quite yummy. Watermelon lime and strawberry apple are both very, very tasty. They have an original flavor that's grape, and it tastes like sugar-free grape Kool-Aid. It's not so good. But you can try it and decide for yourself. And I've had their full sugar mango flavor, which isn't bad. One of my buddies at a former work assignment brought me a energy drink called Ghost, and they had a mango flavor, and I tried it, and I thought the Venom was just as good. And welcome back.
Thank you.
Are you ready for Weathertop?
Very, very nearly.
Okay. I can find the full sugar Venoms everywhere, but the sugar-free ones continue to elude me. They can be tricky to find. I have run into that problem as well. And when I go to Smedges, my candy store here in Omaha, 120th and L, the owner tells me I'm the only one buying Venom. Like, you're the only one buying it. And he told the distributor, he's like, yeah, you should just take this fridge out of here. I don't want to carry it anymore. He's like, no, just keep pushing it. And I get frustrated with, because Coke Zero, I still have that problem where they'll run an ad on Coke products, and I'll go to the store to buy Coke Zero, and all the Coke Zero will be sold out, and they'll have 100 cases of Diet Coke that nobody's buying. And it's like, get a clue. Yeah, there's still people who drink Diet Coke, but not that many. Go heavy on the Coke Zero. I had an operating theory that the reason they keep changing the formula on Coke Zero is because the sucralose they use to sweeten it is more expensive than, like, normal aspartame. But actually, I looked it up. The artificial sweeteners are all way, way cheaper than regular sugar or corn syrup. Diet soda is way less expensive to make, at least from a sweetener standpoint. Which actually surprised me. I would have thought artificially sweetened drinks would be more expensive, but nope.
They certainly are for the healthcare industry.
You know, I keep hearing how bad they are for me, and I've never seen any direct medical evidence. It's all, well, they think it makes you more hungry, they think it might do this, they think it might do that. And it's like, well, is there any actual peer-reviewed studies?
Oh, yeah, quite a few. The sweeteners are really not good for you. But then again, neither is sugar.
Yeah.
Sugar's really bad for you. Oh, we must maybe find Floyd and the vet while we're up here.
Yep.
Too much anything's bad for you.
That's true.
Oh.
Except for too much moderation. Too much moderation is good for you.
Too much oxygen's bad for you.
Well, oxygen is ultimately what kills you. Assuming you don't, like, have a car accident or whatever. If you die natural causes, ultimately it's oxygen that's to blame.
Or if your wife becomes enraged and smothers you with a pillow while you're sleeping. I think we all know
that would
that's
be
That's oxygen.
probably how I'm going to go. Well, that's a lack of oxygen.
still natural causes.
Yeah, it'd be more of a freak accident.
So Zinger, let's get some clips of me plugging Venom, and let's contact the nice folks at the Dr. Pepper 7-Up company and see if we can get me a deal. Zinger's my business manager. Much like Mrs. Mustafa, though, Zinger hates me, and that's one of the reasons why I can't get a Coke Zero deal. Every time they contact him, he's like, nah, you don't want him representing your brand. He sucks.
Watch them both approach you, and you'll have a conflict of interest, and actually you have to choose one.
I'd have to look at the numbers. I legitimately like both beverages.
Well, you could always tell them you'll do one, alternating weeks, alternating days, something like that. There's room in your heart for both.
Or mix them.
I don't think I'd want to do that.
That might be kind of like a don't trust the streams thing.
Mm-hmm. Now he's going to give us the small fellowship.
What do you need?
Fellowship, there we
What can
go.
I do for you?
Want me to drop?
No, I don't think you need to, do you?
How can I be of
We've got
service?
foreign group will get you started.
I don't think it cares.
Weathertop.
Yeah.
Once a watchtower
Yeah, let's
of
let
the
him go.
Dunedain,
There you
now
go.
a refuge for orcs. Candate the Ranger strives to break their foothold in the Weather Hills.
You coming?
No, he's got 3 in there. No, I need I can get there. I have to get to a second pool. I didn't
Oh.
get the invite.
Well, I mean,
I have
if
to go
you
out to
don't
go see
don't need
Candate.
it or don't want to, don't worry about it.
Yeah, go ahead. Be more fun you guys doing it at level.
Zinger glances up over his cola sunglasses, readjusts his Sprite sweatshirt. Oh, the sponsorship was meant for you? Man, they just really don't want me to pick up this torch. Don't forget, boys and girls, if you want to run Lotro as smoothly as possible, you could go ahead and pre-order your new RTX 4090 cards now.
$1,600.
That's to start. I'm sure street price will actually be higher.
We must make
Yep.
haste.
Which
16 gig 4090s, they're a little bit silly.
ah,
I'm sure it's a very powerful card if you can fit it into your case. And
Yeah,
find
the
a power
cards
supply
are
that'll
4
push it.
slots deep. 850 watt minimum power supply recommended.
It's the length of the card too, apparently.
Yeah, they're big boys. Then I'm laughing. Everybody's all wigged out about how expensive motherboards and RAM are for the new 7000 series Ryzen chips, and it's like they had the X670 Extreme motherboards basically air freighted in from China and Taiwan for the launch. That's why the boards are so extra pricey. They start at like $270. The B650 boards are supposed to be out in a week or two, and they should be starting as low as $125. And then everybody's all butthurt over the cost of the DDR5 RAM, but it's been dropping pretty steadily.
It will get cheaper, and it will also get more stable, because apparently that's a bit of an issue.
I hadn't heard that. Most of the initial reviews I've seen were very positive about the stability. Matter of fact, probably more so than the 12th gen from Intel.
Yeah.
Which has been straightened out. It's stable now, but at launch there were a number of issues.
Well, early adopter challenges.
Yeah.
It's hardly unique to DDR RAM or the motherboards it supported or whatever, yeah.
But I think part of the confusion is they've got this new AMD optimized DDR5 that's out. What do they call it? Expo?
6000 stuff, I think.
Yeah. But Intel has XMP, and AMD's got their own Expo standard. And I think people are assuming they have to have the AMD Expo RAM, and I don't think they do. I think they can run it on any old DDR5. There might be some advantages to getting the AMD Expo RAM, but I don't think it's a deal breaker.
It's one of those min-max things.
Yeah, a little bit. But just for fun, I looked it up. You can get 32 gigs of DDR5 5600 RAM, $149. It's pricier than typical, well, than cheap DDR4 memory, but not bad. I mean, it's like the difference of getting, you want 32 gigs of DDR4 with RGB, or do you just want DDR5 memory?
I will be very happy if I never have RGB on a computer ever again. Yeah,
oh, it's a little fun to tinker with for short periods of time. Yeah, I have to admit, the idea of building an all be quiet system sounds pretty enticing. Noise dampening insulation and super quiet fans and super quiet power supply and coolers. Like, I could go for that. Yep, I accidentally moved.
Excuse me.
We just have to keep talking computer hardware until Zinger gets bored and falls asleep and quits making fun of me.
Ooh, that's a lot of bad guys.
Yeah, I've been trying to use the torch to separate them out. Fortunately, they're all weak and girly, and we can just sort of rip them down.
And a bit of lag. Or Lux is the case, maybe.
Why can I not equip a shield?
Because you're in combat.
Wondering what was wrong with my rotations, and I can't use shield smash because I don't have a shield, and when I try to equip it, it doesn't equip. Did I grab it? The wardens can't use a two-handed sword, so I'm sure that's not it. I didn't order.
Oh, you had a shield, though.
No, I'm not wearing one in my portrait. There, it finally took. Well, maybe because we were in combat, I couldn't equip it. Alright, that seems better. Just like you can't swap out your fishing pole if you get attacked.
Yep. That was amusing.
Scipio says
not
because
gonna
you're
lie.
not a smart man. I will not argue with that. I mean, that really was a, geez, do you guys not play your own game kind of moment? Ooh, Org Slayer complete. Like, what the hell's the point of making it so you can't swap out your fishing pole for a sword? I know they wanted to, you know, cut down on the whole buff stick thing, but there had to be a way to do it without penalizing the fishermen. Yeah, I heard it did say because you were in combat. Oh, I didn't hear that. Thank you, Hard Hit.
I was just guessing.
Well, with all the fire and the goblins screaming, it was hard to hear.
Well done, friend.
He did not make it. You defeated Olag Snaga.
Good job.
Getting rid of the whole notion of a fishing pole and just tying it to the fishing skill might help. Not like a basic rod versus plus 10 rod means much. Means a
Hold
little.
moment. We should leave
You
this
could always
place.
handle the plus 10 or whatever with a buff
How can I be of service?
or something to that effect.
Greetings.
Talk to Gadrick Munce at the Forsaken Inn.
What do you need?
Ride to the Forsaken Inn. Perfect.
Can't you leave me to my misery?
It's a sorry day. Can't you leave me to my misery?
What do you need? It's a sorry day.
It's a sorry day.
I'm sorry. Did you need something? Can't you leave me to my misery?
Ah, I need the vendor.
What?
Shocking, I know. Give each class a different way to fish. Brawlers can go noodling since they use their fists. Runekeepers and lore masters can use dynamite since they like fire, etc. It's a brilliant plan, Zinger.
I've just realized, excuse me, I rode all the way here without having picked up the quest.
Oh. Plus, you can
Yeah,
also take a shortcut. I had a fast travel ride from Candace to the Forsaken Inn.
Yeah, I think that's why I didn't have that option. Yeah,
Because you hadn't picked up
didn't
the
pick up
quest.
the quest. Yeah, I am obviously not very functional right now.
Well, it's early for you. I don't blame you.
Hello, Herky Man. How are you doing?
Don't worry, Herky Mad. Hardhit can't shout you out here. And welcome.
What's up, Bert?
Oh, excuse me.
You need to drop for a second. I want to see something.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Did you need something?
How may I help you?
You are welcome, Herky.
Can't you leave me to my misery? I'm sorry to trouble you, but will you help me?
Last one to Ostgaruth is a rotten egg. Ready?
Very nearly.
Okay. I'll even give you a 2-second head start.
Doop-doop-doo.
One 1001, 1002. I'm relishing this because it's extremely rare that I have a travel point and nobody else in my party does.
Enjoy it while you can.
Absolutely. It is a rare and wonderful treat for me. I don't think I did task item turn-ins, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Started out doing task item turn-ins for men of Bree at the housing area. Okay. I'm not going to lie, I've got plenty more I would like to be getting rid of.
Why come you here? Will you help me?
Oh dear, did you need something?
Excuse me.
What do you need?
Find and return the pendant to its owner. Oh, I must have screwed up that whole... Got to go back and find that idiot tied to the stake again.
Pengo. Or whatever his name is.
Exactly. What's his name, dude? Pengale?
Yeah, that's a guy.
Welcome. Wants to go hunt more spiders.
I must be honest, I am running out of steam.
Me too. Alright, why don't we go ahead and call it here? No need to force it. My thanks to Hard Hit and to Bacchus and to Antler for running with me tonight. And for Zinger for actually holding his nose long enough to play some hobnanigans.
Hey, you did good.
Yeah. We're going to go raid Al Galadwin and say hello. She's a fellow Lotro Stream Team member. You can also check out Mishi Bug, who's playing Destiny 2. Lariana, who's playing Fallout 76. Budafist, who's playing Blood Camp. Thos 5 Ski is playing Lord of the Rings online. Al Galadwin wasn't playing last week because her notebook was fried. I found that out afterwards.
But you managed to get that fixed.
I think she just went out and bought a new notebook, but that's okay. Needed it for work. one of the reasons I like desktop PCs is when you fry it, they're usually pretty easy to fix. And I keep spare parts around for just such an emergency. Anyway, let's go say hi to El Galadwin. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll be on my channel tomorrow and Sunday. Come by and say hello.
Thanks, Ed. It was a good stream.
Yeah, and have a
was
terrific
fun.
time, everybody.
Cheers.
Okay, let's do another Passage of Foes.